Deuce, Maul, the other Maul, dialogue, convo, perspectives, black, us, the future, social media, sports, politics, Eppy62. Now I'm talking about. I seen somebody post black people, the only people see this and say that's why we need to vote more. You know, one of the, I guess the police color.
The who?
The police, these niggas hit his ass, the little kid 60 times.
60?
Yeah.
No, I ain't see that.
Yeah, Jalen Walker or Williams, one or the other. I think he was 25. Yeah, yeah. But like I said, that's what that's what the caption said. They're black people, people that say that, you know what I mean? You see something like this and you're like, that's why we need to vote. Or this why when you don't vote or whatever.
But ain't that what black people did? Ain't that why Sleepy Joe in office now?
Because we voted?
Yeah.
That's what they keep telling us, yeah. That's why they keep changing stuff, yeah. Yeah. But see, my whole argument, I don't give a fuck about the presidential. I don't. And the sad thing about it is, because I don't do my party, but the convo shouldn't be about it. Those are the puppets. Those are actually the puppets.
They all puppets.
Those are puppets that they like. Those are the puppets. Like your ones around here, you can get control around it. You can have the right people run over there. When they get the presidential,
But they
it's out of
easy
your
to
hand.
get bought out.
Huh?
They easy to get bought out.
Yeah, because they usually need more.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They easy to get bought out. The
Yeah.
motherfuckers on your level. If they not already bought out. Because, you know what I mean? Like I said, it's still a small fraternity of motherfuckers that's politicians anyway.
So I mean, is it the fact that politics is a game we don't need to play?
It's a dirty game. You know what I'm saying?
So do you play
we
dirty
should
or
play
what?
it.
Okay,
We
you have
need
to
to play
play it. You have
it.
to
We
play
can't keep voting for people and expecting them to play the game on our behalf when they playing the game for themselves.
So what do we do?
We need to be more. We need some more poli-sci graduates, I guess.
Yeah. I agree. Like, so we're gonna play the
we
game.
need to play. If we're gonna play the game, just voting for another motherfucker. Like, sir, we voted for you. Will you please move my piece?
But that's what my brother was saying last week. The fact that we said with Charlamagne, like we the only people that ask what you gonna do for us.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, yo, this is what we want, you don't do it, then.
But even that,
what
what you gonna do? All right, so we'll vote you out in 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be another motherfucker that you know closely. That's your friend. The next 3 people, 4 people that's running, you know them all. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know the motherfucking side that they stand on is only motherfucking Crips and Bloods. It's still gangsters. You know what I'm saying? That where the shit be at. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers is all in a small fraternity.
But
poli-sci graduates. These motherfuckers out here in Virginia probably all went to goddamn.
But you started with saying we needed more poli-sci. So it's about the changing.
If we gonna complain about this game, get in it. Cause we ain't in it for real.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
But we can't.
Motherfuckers that is in it.
But we can't sit on the bench till they get in the game, though.
But you expect somebody else to move your piece?
I mean, you got to find a piece now. Like, we can't sit there and be like, yo, this next generation, we need y'all to be going to school for poli-sci. Because in 7 years, we're going to do this when y'all graduate. We got to be doing something now. We got to at least start setting the movement. So when they go in there, it's something for them to jump into. You know what I mean? Instead of them jumping in, why am I doing this all new? Well, y'all ain't even really.
So
I don't think y'all
gonna continue to vote for people you think got your interest in.
Yeah, cause that's what we do when they graduate too. Cause they fuck around and get into the game and we're like,
and realize you can be bought out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the money in this shit. It just ain't the money.
Yeah,
the money ain't the people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It ain't the people that's helping me. Goddamn.
But like you said, the game we gotta play. We gotta play it.
But like I said,
when you got somebody represent you, you putting your faith and you putting the ball in their hands.
But that's what I said. I don't think you can put faith at the ball in the hands of some motherfuckers that ain't never.
But in some places you just can't run. You don't. You play defense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, you already know how I feel about the system anyway.
Yeah.
Wrote a song about it like the here you go.
Kill your mic, kid, kill your masters. Shout out to Meek and Mala, please hear your sisters. Ain't no fear, my nigga. Fight how you can. I'm right here, my nigga. I'm right cause I am.
We gon' burn this bitch down.
Burn it the fuck up.
We gon' burn this bitch down.
Yeah, I've been thinking about how you raising your kid. Like, it's like I've been like conversations about like gender roles and stuff. Conversations about race and culture. And then conversations about like So like I think that question I asked you before is like, would you rather your child grow up to be like something negative, like would you want your kid to be like a stripper or a coon? Like, what's worse?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I've been thinking about like how I would want my kids to end up, and thinking about how I've been raising them in a way that really facilitates that. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Because it's like, if I want to, like, every generation changes how they look at everything, you know? So I may be on some, like,
And I didn't even think about it, like, the generation, it's 2 generations that separates the parent and the child usually. Not just one,
right.
It's usually 2 generations, you know what I mean? Because you have your older cousins and shit, you know what I mean? So it's usually 2 generations. Right. Generations usually, 7 to 10 years. So it's so much has changed in that time, and you were raised, and then you were raised, like I said, and then you were raised from a whole nother type of generational raise. You know what I mean? Like, the way we were raised is completely different than the way you would expect us to raise our kids.
Before you were.
Yeah. Like they always talk about. I mean, like they always talk about if you got a younger brother or whatever. You know, talking about how the parents changed or whatever, that type shit. Like that's crazy. Yeah, but it do go back to the whole, like, I think about it a lot with the show. Like, because of this show, we do a lot of talking, and I feel like, damn, I'm doing a lot of talking. Cause I think about a lot of the time when I talk about the whole fact that they the enemy, ain't nobody killing them, but we killing ourselves. It's not like, well, I see the same enemy. I ain't killing them.
But you ain't killing yourselves neither.
That's true.
That's your progress.
Yeah.
Low bar, right? But
your progress.
But shit, goddamn.
Yeah,
that's your part, right? You doing your part as being a good black man to other good black men. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the shit even we be doing out there with the youngins on the football field. Mm-hmm. I be feeling like that's, you know what I'm saying? Progress, because they learning shit, you know what I'm saying, whether they believe it or not.
And I always liken it to the fact that they're not doing, a lot of times, after a while, they're not doing something dumb on Saturday night because they're trying to be there Sunday morning.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? A lot of times something can happen just because you out just having fun. Wrong place, wrong time type shit.
You be having fun on the field.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, you stop going out so late. You go in early at 12, and at that club, something just happened to happen at 2. That type shit, you know what I mean? But you trying to get out because you trying to be out there, you know, with the homies, with the OGs and shit. Before we get to spitting juice to you and shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or just regular, like I said, like just like how with the show is just combos that you usually wouldn't have on a regular. So when you got somebody that's beside you being 22, 23-year-old around a whole bunch of 30-year-olds, they're going to hear a convo, and some of them are going to chime in or say something, you know what I mean? Or just hearing it from the, you know what I mean, from behind there and they even saying nothing, just hearing what they talking about. That always worried me about when, I guess, 19-year-olds get an overnight job.
What?
That always worries me when, like, 19-year-olds get an overnight job. They start listening to them old-ass conversations and shit. You just skip your whole 20s, nigga. Now you living like a 35-year-old man.
Yeah, I'm saying. You get pints of Hennessy every night on your way home from work. It's a fact.
Oh, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I said, crazy enough, bro, like, we get to the point where the combos are shorter because we said all you could say about some of the shit, but it's like, we've said what needs to be said about the shit. Yeah. With most of our combos. You know what I mean? So I guess now we can start taking the direction of like, okay, let's try to get some steps and shit. Let's see if we can figure out some steps and shit. Mm-hmm. Let's see if we can. I mean, maybe that can be our job then. You know what I mean? We spent a whole year and some change telling y'all what the problems was. I mean, and like I said, and the whole thing started with the fact that I don't really know what to do after you keep talking. Okay, well, the first thing you can do is see if we can figure out some steps. And even if it's just us three and we're giving out the steps, like you said, you're doing your part. You see what I'm saying? Low bar as it is, it's still something. You know what I mean? Opposed to just talking. Because I think a lot of our combos ourselves end up like that. Like, we're done talking. There's nothing else to really say. Because everything seems, the more, like I said, the more we talked about, especially last week, the more we talked about it, everything just seems simple. Like, these 3 or 4 things are what you should be striving to do. If what you're doing from day to day is not driving you in that direction, then you're doing something incorrectly. You know what I mean? But that's why distractions come in. Cause like, you doing that is not going to help out the way this country needs to run. You see what I'm saying? This ain't no utopia. I think you said that last week. There ain't no utopia. Like, yeah, because utopia that's the definition of utopia, nigga. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's an oasis in the desert, nigga. Like, that's not a thing. It's a figment.
Mm-hmm.
A mirage.
How you feeling, Mo?
Cool.
Any good music you listen to lately? Fuck it.
Nah, man, I've been trying to. I don't even know where to look anymore. You know.
What do you listen to music through? Do you use YouTube music? Do you use iTunes? Do you use Spotify? Tidal?
I use Spotify right now.
Okay.
But when you check their like hip hop new releases, it's not. They don't really show everything. You know, it'd be a bunch of like kind of like trap, drill rap type rappers, and I don't know. I don't know where to look for. I don't know dope music anymore. You know.
Like I told you, every Thursday night, you know what I mean, I'm right there. So like every Thursday night, I Wikipedia the albums that's supposed to come out tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
Then when the clock strike, I go to iTunes. You know, I hit browse, and I go to hip hop, and I go to new releases. You know what I mean? And they'll give you like not the top 40, but they'll give you everything you really, you know what I mean, that you're supposed to be listening to. But their Wikipedia tends to let you know what's actually coming out. So you might be able to find Freddie Gibbs while iTunes wouldn't just put it up for you. You see what I'm saying? Or you might have to go to Freddie Gibbs to find out that Ransom put out something new. You know what I mean? You go down to the bottom for similar artists and shit. And I think Spotify is the same way. You know what I mean? They give you similar artists, and that's kind of how you find out how the art you really fuck with about shit. You fuck with I heard of the dude named Kato the Friend?
Yeah.
Yeah, he put out a new joint Friday.
I'm gonna check that out. I like a lot of his stuff, but then when I was listening to it, it got a little over the top at one point.
What you mean by that?
I think he's pretty cool though. He got a project with like Static Selector or something.
Yeah, he just dropped the I think 9 to 10 tracks Friday. Joint called Memo.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check that out.
You fuck with the new Killer Mike song with Young Thug?
I haven't heard it yet. It's called like Run.
That shit fire. Oh, that shit fire.
Okay.
That shit
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, like sometimes I feel like I've been listening to too much music, man. Especially when it comes to when I be wanting to create music. I feel like that I ain't gonna say hold me back, but I feel like that kind of gets in the way sometimes. Cause like, I done heard everything, and I feel like I done wrote so much at this point too. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta, nigga, man, bro. I listen to, I only listen to music on Fridays now for that reason because I'm trying to counter that. But yeah, if you think about, even though at this age you done went through a lot more than you, I guess up to your 20s, to your 30s, you wrote about everything you went through in your life. And I haven't been really writing the last 10 years, so I haven't really wrote about that. But the artists that I listen to nowadays, like if I listen to Fonte, nigga, like he's saying like between Fonte, Cole, Crit, nigga, that's my life. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So then when I go to write, I'm like, why do I heard a song like this? You see what I'm saying? And that goes into that category of like, are you writing just for the love? But then, you know what I mean, you just write it because you want to write and you create something that may come from that lane or be, it'll end up on the same playlist as that joint did because it's kind of.
You ain't never challenged yourself?
What you mean by that?
Write about some aliens or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Do some shit.
No, I've never done that. I'm not.
Let me just do some shit different. You know what I'm saying? Let me write. Like I said, you know what I mean? I ain't acting like I do it all the time. Mm-hmm. But you know what I'm saying? Challenging yourself. Like one time I wrote a rap for my sister. You know what I'm saying? When she was in high school and shit. You know what I'm saying? It was like a science presentation. So I threw all the science words in there. All the words she had to touch or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Little science vocabulary sheet that she had. Threw all that shit in rap for her. Bang. And then got we recorded this shit on 2 radios in the mic studios and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Recorded that shit, joint. She got like A+. She rapped the joint in class and shit. Joint's vicious. You know what I'm saying? But challenging yourself, I think that give you some of that love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Write about some shit that ain't your life.
I think I've lost. That's what of course I used to write like that. You know, write shit, but I haven't done it now.
Like some gangster imaginary.
No.
Talk about that thing.
No, like I definitely, like the fact that I haven't done it in a long time. So then when I sit down to do it now, it's like, I'm doing this for. I get to that part. Like, when I get like bar 7 or 8, that's why I get to that part. You know what I mean? And that's like, yeah, I can do something else, man. Fuck that. Go get my bills together and shit. I'm over right, make this shit. You know what I mean? So, but then it go back to just the challenge. It go back to just the challenge and the love for it. That's what you was doing in the first place. You know what I mean? That's the only way. And it's funny because like that's the only way you gonna get back to the shit you've been complaining about for the last 5 years. The fact that you missed writing. You got to start back right, nigga. They go just pop one day.
Small alphabetical shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you said, just to challenge yourself.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with the letter D. This rap.
Oh shit. How you feel about that?
I think that's dope. Like, I'm trying to think of some like writing prompts or something like that. You know, I know me, I've been more introspective a lot lately, but the project that I'm gonna work on is going to be like a San Francisco based one. But it's just certain stories I want to tell, you know? Yeah. So certain stories I want to tell, certain emotions I want to hit on. So that's what I'm going to be working on. I want to see if I can, I wish I could Lupe Fiasco the joint. Like I heard,
3 days?
Dude, yeah, like they say he wrote it and recorded Drew Music and Zion, which is like 10 songs or something like that. Mm-hmm. I think in 72 hours, man. Because
that's crazy. Including Pick the Beats. Including Pick the Beats.
That's crazy, dude.
That's crazy, bro. Like you said, challenge yourself though. Like you said, challenge yourself though.
It wasn't even like just awesome like rapidy rap stuff, but he's at a different level, you know. Like it takes like 2 months for me to start writing and like trying to figure out what I want to say and all of this. Is like he can just turn it on because he didn't even do a bunch of just like rappy rap songs. There were like a couple like that, but then there were a couple that were these like stories and metaphors, like kiosk and stuff. And I'm like, how do you get in the mindset to do all of that? And like when you're knocking out like literally like 3 songs a day, 3 to 4 songs a day, you know?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that whole challenge or something. That's like I said, but that's where it all started at though. But we ain't had no life. That's where it all started at, challenging yourself.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? But we ain't really had no life back then.
I know right now.
That's how you can knock the shit out like that. You know what I'm saying?
You got free time.
You could devote so much time to writing.
I mean, because even I think about it, like I keep going back to Black like that. I wrote that pretty quick. You know what I mean? That take ain't no 6 tracks, but at the same time, it didn't really take no time. Once I got to, I guess moved. You know what I mean? A challenge to do this project, and it came just pen to paper type shit. So it was kind of easy. But yeah, like I said, I have been saying it for the last couple of years. I miss writing. I miss all that shit about music or whatever. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Facts. Somebody said that.
Facts.
Yeah, man. This is now I'm talking about. I figured I'll throw an intro somewhere in here just in case we use something today, because we've been rambling for a long time. I don't know how much of this we're gonna use. Got my brother on the phone. I am Maul Got It All.
I am Deuce the Quarterback.
I like that one. Maul, you can introduce yourself even though I already told him you're on the phone.
It's your brother Maul, the other Maul.
Oh, man. Like I said, we've been rambling because we really couldn't find anything to talk about. And I don't really think it's because nothing is going on, because as usual, the same shit is going on. Right. A lot of things are going on.
Brittany Griner pleaded guilty, pled guilty.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They gonna oil her ass up. Dame Lillard got $61 million
to play basketball. And we was talking about that earlier
for 1 year though.
We were talking about that earlier, Maul, with I don't know how we got to it, but like that's the reason why. And I put that back on the people. It is no real way to change it because distractions are what they are, and there's no way you're just gonna break that down in one swipe. But the reason that, like, I think doctors, people that take care of society, with the exceptions of doctors, don't get paid correctly. And I feel like all of them should be paid on the scale as doctors. But we spend so much money. We spend so much money. Not just talking about black people. I'm talking about the people right now. We spend so much money supporting celebrities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Putting money in their pockets. And at the same time, the people that run the country, that even run those celebrities, they make sure that's the way it goes because, like I said, that's the job. That's distraction. That's the whole thing. But like I said, it goes back to us, and we said it a couple of weeks ago, the fact that we're not going to sacrifice because we're not going to be able to see the outcome is the reason why shit will never happen. But the change that we've been asking for is going to take generations or two. You feel me? And if you're not having a whole entire generation dedicated to, like back in the day, shit was getting done because there was no ore. There was no fucking ore. You see what I'm saying? Like they had to do what they had to do. And like I said, we done got pampered with a new. I hate to, I guess, belittle the word, but we done got pampered with a new view of slavery in this country.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because we're not slaves, but we still slaves to this. You know what's going on? We slaving to work. You know what I mean? You work because you have to work. Like you work because you have to work. A lot of people, even myself, I enjoy my job. I'm not broke no more. You know what I mean? But I have to work. Like I don't not go to work because I own my own job. No, nigga, I'm going to get this money because I have to do. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not saying that's the same thing as slavery, but the way that everything worked, the castings, as they say, the way shit works is working the exact same way. Somebody in the fucking house watching all these motherfuckers out here put this, that, and the third together. And it's funny when you out here working and delivering shit, you're like, yo, these motherfuckers look like me. And the motherfuckers that want to deliver this shit look the same. You see what I'm saying? Like, ain't much change. And I always think about it, like when I be in DC, when we in DC making deliveries, you making them to these buildings that run the country, and all the wall they got hundreds of pictures, and ain't nothing but old white men on there, yo. Ain't nothing but old white men from year to year.
We on there though. We in there.
Now.
No, we in there.
Okay.
We in them pictures with them old white men.
No, I'm talking about them. I'm talking about them head pictures. Like we just want this person owns this person. All them joints.
Oh yeah, no.
But at the same, I said this a couple weeks ago. But like I said, the whole bunch of white folks. But nowadays you go through there's the land either this year or the year before that is their black woman. Is a black woman. Like they just I mean, let me go ahead and throw this out there. Just that's the card that'll satisfy them right now because they don't know what they want. It's a hush them up for a little while.
They only need one face anyway.
Yeah. Man.
But like I said, I walked the halls of the treasury and shit, and they got on them action pictures and shit how they building the joint.
Yeah.
And it's all us. And the two dudes in the front is motherfucker.
Big old sisters and shit.
The dudes with the motherfucker, they arms around each other in the front and shit, with the clean suits.
With his work uniform on still.
With all them back there working. That's us.
On grand opening day, nigga. I still gotta wear this uniform.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Nah, you can't even be here on grand opening day.
You weren't supposed to be in this picture.
Yeah.
Y'all photobombing our shit, nigga.
Yeah, nigga. We didn't think the camera was that good. Fuck around with you.
Oh man, but yeah, man. Like I said, what's been? I mean, I guess the name of the show. What's been going on? What's been
Absolutely
going on?
nothing.
Yeah.
Same old shit. What's happening out there in California?
Nothing big that I can think of. There's no.
I ain't falling
I
to the
think
sea
we're going
yet.
to be close to wildfire season pretty soon. That'll probably hit in the next month or so. I hope not.
You got enough to fuck it. You got enough for a 5-minute conversation about wildfires? Why? Like, ain't half the bitches started and then they get out of control?
What was that?
Wildfires, aren't half of them like, not gonna say half of them, aren't a lot of them started and then they get out of control? Like, what is the reason for, like, they burn shit, right? That is a part of agriculture, I guess, or?
Oh, it's some like control burn type shit?
Yeah, like am I making that shit up, Mo?
No, that control burn is a real thing, but I don't think we practice that. I think we should be doing that, but I don't think we practice the control burn. I think sometimes it's arson, but it's like in this area, it's a lot. It's we've been in this like drought state for the past few years. We had maybe like a couple years of good rainfall, and then it just went back, kind of started drying up again, like the next few years. So you mix like a lot of this high temperature, dry grass, and then in these areas they get real windy.
So the fire travels.
Especially like where I am. Huh?
So the fire travels.
Yeah, so the fire travels, man. It'll spark, and it'll just spread super quick. And then if you get wind, it's blowing it further and further, and it's the wind is just feeding the fire.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you get some embers in the air, you might throw a piece of burning debris, like a half mile away, and it sparks something else or just make it bigger.
It's funny when you said we don't practice that. I was thinking America being America. You meant like we do this, but we don't practice it. Like fire seats, like go burn some shit and just figure the shit out as we go. That sounds like what America would do. But you're saying in Canada, like they don't really. That's not something. Controlled burns is not something they really do out there.
Nah, I don't think so.
That's old fashioned shit. That's
I don't think we do the preemptive kind of stuff.
Okay. All right. That was 5 minutes.
It's kind of crazy how another part of the same country it be motherfucking like water issues and shit.
Yeah.
Droughts,
especially when we travel over so many bridges.
And it's water
every fucking where. God damn.
I was just watching this news show about just the general water shortage that we're going to continue to experience. It's wild, man. It's really like the resources are getting more and more limited, man.
Is it all because of overusage? I mean, for what you're watching.
You got climate change, and then you got overusage. I was seeing something about this new community that's going to be built in this desert area, and they're going to do this artificial lake. And I think they got the plans for it, but I don't even know if they have the supply to really provide adequate water. But I don't know. I know California itself is in like a drought state. They're going to be in a water shortage state.
But I thought Cali was in danger of falling into the water a couple of years ago. I
know, right? Weren't they saying like certain parts of the coastal area? I don't know. I know that's supposed to be the case for parts of Florida.
Oh, really?
But I don't know where California is on that right now.
Maybe that was before El Nino, and they just switched coasts after El Nino came.
I don't know.
Was you in Cali or you were still over here where El Nino hit? Or do you even remember that?
I was out in Virginia, I think.
Oh, okay. People look at me like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, my age, just showing my age. Oh, man, it's really slow today, bro.
It's all good.
We're living in a simulation.
Living in a simulation? Must be a downtime. Like they booting up some new shit for us to get riled up about. You be back next week for y'all.
Aliens.
They keep trying to feed us that shit. You're not a Marvel head though, right, Mom? Are y'all Marvel heads in that household?
Nah, man, I don't know nothing about that shit, bro.
Oh, all right. Man, I feel bad for asking you now the way you said it. Damn.
Wait, you goddamn time.
I don't follow and keep up with anything.
Yeah, no, that's one thing. It's funny, once I fell on it, I've been
You've been distracted by it.
I've been distracted like a motherfucker by it, dog. Like to the point where I was joking with my nigga Chuck there. Like these Easter egg joints that people be doing on YouTube. I want to watch the show just so I can watch the Easter egg show that somebody does on YouTube. Like that should just be more interesting to me, man. Especially with that Marvel shit, yo. Cause me and Lil Mama went to go see Thor this Saturday or whatever. Yeah, that's one of the last things me and Lil Mama do together on the regular that I can still count on. You know what I mean? They get to that age.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I won't spend no time with
you. What you and Monty be doing?
Nothing, man. Like we had that one day where we hung out, and then she's been coming on with me when I've been like running certain errands.
Okay.
So that's been pretty fun the past few days. We kind of been hanging out.
That's dope. That's dope. And she's starting high school?
Yeah, she's going to be in 10th grade next year.
Sheesh. Hold on. So she started school early? She skipped the grade?
She skipped a grade.
What grade was that?
Kindergarten.
Okay. She ain't even got time for kindergarten. Shit, that's what's up.
Fucking drawing pictures for.
Fuck, I'm drawing pictures for?
Past that shit. I don't even use my hands. I use a brush. I'm like, oh shit.
That was the having the first kid where you could put a lot of energy into it, and I had a lot of time with her because I switched my schedule to kind of be the like day provider for a certain amount of time.
Okay.
And so we were, especially, she was the first one. We were big on buying all the videos and books, but I gotta think it backfired. Man, I don't think we should have just kept her in kindergarten.
Oh, word, shit moving too fast. The crowd around her.
Maturity-wise, being a year younger than everybody.
Yeah.
Being a year younger, like that year is a big difference, just maturity-wise, and then shit, the stuff they got to deal with is just different now, man.
Yeah.
So it's like if you got hormonal changes because you're growing into your teenage years, you're a year younger than everybody, and then you got all this like social media and like all these new pressures and all of that stuff, and then just your basic stuff. It's a lot.
Yeah. Then you got parents yelling at you like they know what's going on.
What parents?
Not saying you yelling. I'm just saying like parents be yelling at these kids and the whole new generation acting like they know what the kids are going through. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the videos you see, you see parents doing the same shit that got done to them or got done to us, and that shit does not work, dog. Like it doesn't work. Even, and that's not the clash when we say that we're too soft for these kids ourselves. So it's not the clash with that. It's just the fact that they're going through something that's completely different that they don't know what's going on. And a lot of times you have a parent that
don't know what's going on.
Yeah, but don't really. I guess may not want to admit it. Sometimes I guess some parents don't want to admit that they don't really know what's going on because as a parent you don't. Just seems like
you don't know what's going on.
You
just don't know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, parents like that. They don't come with no pamphlet, man.
Yeah. And especially like I said, in this internet age, you can Google all you want. That shit ain't.
Yeah, that was somebody else. That person probably ain't got no kid.
That person, some little snot nosed kid. His goddamn self.
Internet savvy ass kid.
Yeah, little internet savvy ass kid. He's probably in the same class as your kid.
Yep.
They update all Google information. You get paid to do it, hey, look.
Oh man, but yeah, communicating with your kid. That's keeping them lines.
I'm feeling like
that's
all you can do because they grow into their own people.
Yeah. And I think we see that with our parents. Like even to this day, our parents just want to have a steady line of communication with us.
But it do be as long as you try to. I mean, like I said, I don't know, bro. It'd be hard because it'd be like I could see my traumas as a kid, but did that make me the person I am?
I mean,
am I my traumas? Yeah, all that shit make you, right? Yeah. So, do you want to protect your kids from any traumas that may make them stronger, or you know what I'm saying?
I think, like I said, our only job is to give them the tools, the knowledge to be able to make the correct decision. Then, it's still on them to make the decision. You can't raise a kid trying to make the decisions for them. And I think a lot of times parents make that indirect decision themselves. You know what I mean? Trying to make their kids all the decision for their kids instead of letting their kids know what life is all about. So when you get to this point, you can make your own decision. But I raise you to make the correct decision. And like I said, we're just going to pray that you do. Because, a lot of our parents raised us the correct way to make the right decision. And we still did not. We knew why we was doing it. Like, this is fun, though.
I'm going to get in trouble like
I know I'm going to get in trouble. What? And then when you're on your own.
Yeah.
Like, that's the scary part. Like, when you're on your own and you still got that voice in the back of your head. Yeah. Like, but you're invincible, too. So you think.
For them first
20s, you think you're invincible. The first early 20s. The early 20s.
I was about to say the first 26.
Yeah, boy. You couldn't tell me shit. You couldn't tell. And you knew better. Like, you knew, like, I'll bounce back from this, though. Fuck it. If something happened, I'll be able to bounce back from it.
Wasn't nothing happening. to the first 26. Bro, 27 was when I broke my neck. That was it. Bang. Everywhere.
Everything was down.
Everything. Woo. That's when I was like, yo, I'm not Superman. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, bro. Because I thought I was Superman for real. I ain't
We
gonna
all
lie
do.
to you.
We all do, man. Well, that's the man psyche. Welcome, my lady. You thought was telling me I thought I was invincible. Till I fucking to that whole summer y'all told me that football humbles you one way or another.
Yeah.
And I just broke my fucking knee.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just nothing but to sit down. I think that was just the man upstairs just telling me to sit down because I was doing too much of nothing. Like I always thought I was busy. I was doing a lot, but I wasn't really doing nothing that was taking me in a particular direction. Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. You look great, baby. Oh shit.
Give props to your lady.
Yeah. She put on this sundress type situation.
We're gonna leave it at that.
Looking good.
Oh shit. Well, yeah, man. I just wanted to rap to you. You know, we'll get back to you throughout the week. Drop something else on them.
That's what's up.
Good.
Yeah, man. We got a bunch we can talk about.
I hear you. You got something you want to leave us with?
I don't know. I'm in a brain fog right now, man. Here
I think
I got
it's in the air, bro. It's like
this is. I got something. All right, because this is something I gotta tell myself. Like, all right, so this philosopher has this quote that goes, "Don't talk about your philosophy, embody it."
Mm.
And that's something that I gotta keep in mind of like, because I say stuff for my kid, I want to do this, and I say stuff online about either kids or culture or money or black people or whatever, but it's like, you got to embody it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I've done hella shit that is outside of the person I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been going back to that quote a lot. Don't speak your philosophy, embody it.
I like that.
Legit.
Well, yeah, I was gonna let that start a conversation, but it sounds better ending the conversation. Yeah, man, we're not gonna say it not be able to think about anything else. We out of here, man. I am Maul Got It All. That's Deuce, the quarterback. On the phone, we got my brother, the other Maul. This is Now I'm Talking About. And we out. Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate y'all, man. You have a good one.
All right, man. Oh, shit. I got a ankle brace. $60. I mean, shit. Man, we play at 9 o'clock next week. I'll send you a text on Wednesday like it's over there. 9 o'clock? In the morning. What's different about that? I hate y'all with this 9 o'clock. I wake up at 6, 7 o'clock and work every day. And then y'all want to play on Sunday at 9 o'clock in the morning. Y'all disrespecting. Nigga, we go to work all week just so we can play football on Sunday. What are you talking about? I can't go to sleep on Saturday night. But yeah, like I said, we can knock a lot of stuff up, dog. Like I said, I'll start reaching back out again. Like I said, it's all on me. We'll get some things done, though. Yeah, for sure. Please do. You know what I'm saying? Because I be thinking, I was like, man, this nigga Mo used to text me on Tuesday talk about Sunday. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I was chilling with LP yesterday. Oh, word. Yeah, man. Yeah, I was like, where this nigga Mo at? He was like, man, you know, he was busy, but he around. They still playing football. Everybody's still doing their thing. Hell yeah. You know, I love keep my niggas together, bro. For sure. But we still ain't put out no SP on no Supreme BCP yet, so. I know. We can knock 5 out. And this combo did a lot. Right. I just need you to get around me so you can hit these beats, so you can pick the 5 you want and let's run it. Oh, you talking now. Oh, yeah, me and Deuce probably put up with the next 2 weeks. Hell yeah. Me and Deuce probably put up with the next 2 weeks, for real. Bring the camera. Bring the camera, nigga, shit. But like you said, dude, you can see the cutback about that. And it's still been so vicious. Because you go up.
Because you also got a motherfucking play that he don't cut back.
Mm-hmm.
And then go up like he can land and go any fucking direction. The way this little nigga moving.
Oh, he went the way I was fucking going. I still couldn't do nothing about it though. That nigga failed late. Yeah. Like he failed late though. Like the dude, Darius cut back on him made another move on another nigga, and then the first nigga failed.
Yeah, because he tried to turn around and reach. He was already doing this. He tried to turn around and reach for it. Was already off. Like he was already left. He was out the way. He was out the play. But he thought he could do something. Fell back. Like, this motherfucker. Damn, man.
That look nice, nigga. And he pulled it off 3-4 times.
Yeah.
That's nice ass cut that shit,
like you say, he get to do more of this instead of all. You know what I'm saying?
Niggas throwing flag is just one move.
Yeah.
That nigga say, yeah, I'm down with y'all. I gotta be professional. I like it too, nigga. Y'all got some questions for me, nigga?
Not really.
We base them off what you just said, nigga.
You gonna look like you got your life together, nigga. My shit falling apart.
Yeah, you know what I'm telling me?
You nigga, my whole shit falling apart. Every other day, my shit falling apart. Nigga wanna look like he got his shit together.
I love springing questions though, nigga. Felt like this chair I sit in, nigga.
What, nigga? You don't know who you must not know who you fucking with.
Don't take the fun from me.
Yeah. Shit, nigga. I'm gonna give you some questions, but I'm gonna ask you some opposite shit. You can be like, none of these was.
But it was. It was.
It was close. Shit. It wasn't word for word. Oh, shit.
To get the answer you got, you had to think about this question too. That's what we did.
Yeah, I had to throw some kind of curve in that. You need some honest answer somewhere, nigga.
To get the answer you got, you had to think about this also. And that's the question we gonna ask you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't know what to talk. We were talking about we done talked about a bunch of shit, yo. But every time the story get good, we say something we ain't supposed to say, so we can't use the story. We ain't really did no intro, so we just rambling. A lot of the convos end with, man, I'm tired of talking about the same shit. Ain't nothing really been going on in the news like that. Chris Brown mad.
Barely grounded 140 days drug free.
Oh, word? You ain't shit, nigga. Yeah, we did talk about that a little bit, the whole Brittany Griner situation.